For more than 30 years, Lin Chin was one of the most recognizable Chinese-Australian faces in the media. As presenter of the world news on SBS, Australia's multicultural broadcaster, she developed a cult-like status among viewers who loved her image, a picture of solemn professionalism with an underlying warmth and empathy. An important factor that added warmth to her presence was her wardrobe. It was vibrant and brilliant, if not slightly wacky, and added allure to the hour-long program. When she bid farewell to the SBS in 2018, her colleague, Craig Foster, said, "You've redefined what it means to be a presenter in Australia. How they should look, and how they should talk, and how they should dress. Everyone here is incredibly proud of you. I'm sure every Australian is." Lin has become an icon of diversity on Australian television. She says, "I may be Chinese, and a lot of the Chinese in me is very much there. Simultaneously, I am also very westernized." Lin Chin's parents were from Singapore, but she was born in Indonesia because of a quirk of timing. Her mother was heavily pregnant with her when the family had to rush to Jakarta to visit her grandfather in his deathbed. She grew up and was educated in Singapore. Her first job in Singapore was as a radio and television journalist. Like many young Singaporeans, Lin wanted to go abroad. In 1979, she went to England to attend a Bob Dylan concert, and there she met her would-be boyfriend. She came to Australia with him, and the rest is history. She says, "I did it for love. I didn't take the immigrant route that a lot of my compatriots probably did." Lin says that when she first arrived in 1980, she found everything to be unique, including the vegetation. The woods and forests, especially the gum trees, were a haze of blue. It's not for nothing that the mountains on the fringe of Sydney is called the Blue Mountains. Being competent in Mandarin, Cantonese, and Hokkien, Lin's first job in Australia was as a translator for Chinese language movies at SBS. But she wanted to return to broadcasting and took jobs with ABC Radio in Newcastle and then Darwin. In 1987, she moved back to SBS, this time as presenter of the weekend World News, where she remained until her retirement in 2018. Because of her fearless fashion sense, razor-sharp humor, and immense popularity, SBS created a special program for her called Fashionista. The show comprised 10-minute episodes of all that was cutting edge in Australian fashion. Lin's witty interviews with the who's who of Australian fashion made for very colourful and amusing episodes. Lin's so-called retirement was only as news presenter. Her iconic stature meant that there was clamour for her to continue her media presence. In the overcrowded world of social media, she stands out as an influencer. Her hundreds of thousands of followers hold out for her witty comments on serious issues on history, literature, and the arts. She has also co-written Iced Beer and Other Tantalizing Tips for Life, a book known for the laughs it draws from readers, although it tackles the serious subject of being bold and accepting one's flaws. In recognition of her achievements and influence, Lin is featured at the National Portrait Gallery in Canberra. The gallery is a collection of portraits of prominent Australians whose lives are of long-term public interest. Behind Lin's bubbly persona is a thoughtful person who cares deeply about young people. She devotes time to the Social Studio, a non-profit enterprise that creates education and employment pathways for young people who have been refugees. She also says that she finds it very touching when young Asian kids come up to her and tell her she is their role model. She says, "When they say, 'everybody knows you,' it brings home to me that I have a tremendous responsibility to be a role model and I should take it seriously."